Hi, I'm Peter Grant, and I'm going to try and explain the UK property market in 3 slides. That's my challenge. So the first slide is looking at long-term trends, and house prices have risen by 7% per annum since 1983. That's an amazing statistic, which is the underlying bedrock of everything that happens within the UK market. And there are some good reasons for that. The key driver is that the UK has a well-documented supply shortage. So it doesn't matter whether you go back 23 years to when I first started investing or whether you look back to the headlines over the last year, it's the same theme, which is supply shortages, both of stock to buy and also stock to rent. Coupled with that, you've got population growth. And our population has grown very rapidly over the last few decades. And people are living longer. People tend to be more transient. The divorce rates are going up. And the demand on housing is ever increasing. The second slide is to do with the rental market. And this graph here, or this chart here, I think probably explains it fairly well. This is looking at what a typical city might have by way of demand in the sectors that we're in. So the first thing you notice is that student demand is very high. So let's have a look at that. Students are good because they're a big and growing rental market. The universities are all growing in size. And the other feature is that the tenants within this category are not very price sensitive. And they're also very low risk. So you have joint and several liability leases, and you have, so one, 3 or 4 friends stay together. If one person doesn't pay, then they're all liable. And also behind the scenes, you've got a guarantor, which is the parent. And so from an investor point of view, your rental proposition is very secure. The second category is young professionals. They're also good, but there are no guarantors. Corporate market's good, but it is actually a small market. It makes a lot of headlines, but it's a small market, and obviously it's not particularly recession-proof. And families are a good sector, but they're much more price sensitive because they're earning money and then they're paying rent. And the final sector is the social sector, which is a large sector, but it definitely is higher risk. If we look at the third slide, this is to do with property types, then essentially there's 2 types of property in the UK. You've got traditional properties, which tend to have been built anything between 50 years ago and 250 years ago. And you've got more recent new builds, which tend to have been built in the last few decades. And we prefer traditional property over new build for several reasons. First of all, they tend to be in better locations, the room sizes are larger, and they're frankly easier to rent for both of the above reasons. But there's a whole bunch of metrics you can look at. I'm not going to go through them all individually. And generally speaking, the traditional properties make a better investment than new build. Hopefully that's been of some help. There are many other videos you can have a look at as you're going on your journey of investing. But one of the ones I'd maybe highlight as the next one to have a look at is how to invest well. And I give 3 very important tips there. Thanks for watching.